hits a little air. The reason I'm not at the main stage is because the air is not great over there. The air's not great over here either, but it's good. This plane is doing all kind of balsa. Very fine, lightweight, hand select balsa, covered in a very thin mylar film. There's rules to this airplane. You can't have more than an 18-inch wingspan, a 5-inch wing chord, a 12 by 3-inch stab. You can't have more than a 12-inch prop, and 10 inches between the propeller and the rear wing. So let's take a closer look. Much more to come. If you think the 3-gram plane is cool, wait till you see the 1/2 of a gram plane. So you can see here, rubber band powered. The rubber band that I use for this model is just very short. I'm just doing a demo here. That's pretty good, man. Quick demo here. I'm going to wind it up one more time so you guys can take a closer look at it. And if you would like to walk over here, I would like to show you my super high-tech, unbelievable way of winding this airplane. So follow me. I gotta pay you $1 now because I said this is the most amazing theater. I pay you $1. I don't owe you $1, right? So you guys check it out. How cool is that? So here's what we got. The weight on this plane is 3.1 grams. That's without the rubber band. So this plane is 3.1 grams. And it is very finely balanced, as you can see.
Did it break in the middle?
Practice to do this.
Did it break in the middle? Looks bent.
Okay, everybody asked me, is it broken? No, I want to fly in a left-hand turn. I have to fly in a left-hand turn because this propeller is so big, it wants to spin the fuselage in the opposite direction because of the torque of the motor. Now, if you look here real close, you can see that the inside wing panel is actually just a little bit longer than the outside wing panel. And that is to counteract the torque of this prop. I mean, that's a big prop, man, you know? So it creates a lot of torque. The propeller, if you look at it from the end, has a very, very high-pitched helical shape, just like any prop. Now, how we do this is we very carefully pick out a nice piece of wood, cut it, hook match it, cut out the shape. And then we've got a block, a prop block, that is the shape of the propeller that we want. Then we soak these babies in water, wrap it with an ace bandage around the block, and it's like making a hoop, you know, piece of furniture or a violin. In fact, these model airplanes are not unlike making a musical instrument. I mean, they're balsa wood, but you know, they don't have a brushless motor, so they don't have unlimited power. So you got to choose the very lightest and best pieces of balsa to make a model like this. Not just that, the propeller is a quarter sawn C grain, so it's stiff in both directions. The spars on this model are an A grain, so you gotta have the specific grain of wood that best suits each structural part of the model. Now this model is called a penny plane. You can't have more than an 18-inch wingspan, 5-inch wing chord, 12 by 3-inch tail. Can't be more than 20 inches long, 10 inches from here to here, or more than a 12-inch prop. And it can't weigh any less than a penny, which is 3.1 grams. I take it back. Pennies nowadays are 2.8. They used to be 3.1. Anyway, so 3.1. So the trick is you would build this model using every bit of the structure that you got to just get it to 3.1 grams. So you want to make it as strong as, it's not like you want to make it 2 grams and add a bunch of clay to it, you know what I mean? So you structurally make it exactly to that weight. Now you can see this box here? It's a nice box, right? When I'm walking through an airport, everybody wants to know what's in the box. You know what I say? It's my poison spider collection, right? But don't worry, they're asleep. No matter. But maybe not now. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So let me show you here. So to wind this baby up, well, first you need a rubber band. Not just any rubber band, you need really good rubber. Now, believe it or not, just like a nice batch of wine. You got your Chateau Lafite 1947. May 1999 rubber is the best rubber ever made. This actually isn't a piece of May 99, but I do have May 99. So, and why do you say that? Because these models, the energy content of this rubber band is so absolutely critical that it has just that little bit extra so that you can win these contests with these models. Now, May 1999, when it came out in 1999, went for $20 a pound. Guess how much a quarter pound just went for on eBay? $1,500. No kidding.
So I should have charged you more for that box.
What's that?
I should have charged you more for that box.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, this box, I'll tell you what, it fits in the overhead or under the seat on every United flight. Because I'm going to tell you, flying these planes isn't just something you do everywhere. We fly in Slavonic, Romania in assault flying, 800 feet underground. We fly in Belgrade, Serbia. We fly in Moscow, Idaho. We fly in the hangar at Lakehurst, just south of here. We fly all over the world. So you fly all over the world and you win a world championship. Guess what you guys win? What do you think I win in a world championship?
Money?
The respect and admiration of your peers. And a $2,500 bill for hotel and airfare. So we're not doing this just for accolades. We're doing this because we are wackos and love to do it. So I got a winder here, 20-to-1 ratio. I got a meter here, which is the torque meter. This is going to measure the amount of stored energy on the rubber band. Now, since I'm not at Lakehurst and I don't have a 200-foot ceiling, I'm only going to put 500 turns in. That's it, 500 turns. Because the ceiling's not that high, I'm going to back off the torque. So I'm going to back off my winds. What that's going to do is it's going to lower the torque on the rubber band, but I'm still going to maintain my number of winds, at least as close as I can from here. Then, of course, you got to get the rubber band on the plate. And the way we do this is like loading your fingers out of the wagon. You do it the same way every time. Actually, I don't have it. But you always put this on first. Take it off here. Hook it on here. Then let her go. Now this will be probably about a 2-minute flight. Maybe a little bit more than 2 minutes. And normally when we fly these things, we have a carbon fiber pole that's 50 feet long. I have my balsa wood pole that's 9 feet long. And you can see that it's so reactive to the air currents. Every little air current, literally visualize it as the plane flies through. Doesn't even notice. However, if you get stuck on something and doesn't notice, always break it trying to get out, and you got to. It's actually 11 years old, and I hate to catch finger on two. The die on this head. Wings come off, the tail comes off, propellers come off, and the fuselage breaks down in half. So I could actually fit about 15 models in that little box. So I'm going to crank this up one more time, see if I can do a little bit better time.
What's the material on the wings?
The material on the wings is mylar. Very thin mylar. It comes from the capacitor industry somehow. Well, you get it from a couple of kooky guys like me, who know guys in the capacitor industry who, sell rolls of it. Now, you guys are really interested. You go to Yahoo Groups, the Yahoo Group, it's a forum, called indoor construction. You know, talk to the wackos there, and you find all of this stuff. And like I said, the wood itself is very fine, lightweight, hand-selected wood, but you can literally go down to like Hobby Lobby, pick out the best, lightest wood, and make something like this.
What is the interior on the side?
Well, this is balsa wood, but like, so to get this little curved, cool piece, I mean, I could have made a stick, and a stick, but that doesn't look as cool, right? I mean, looking cool is all about looking cool. I mean, look at your hair, man, you look cool, right?
Thank you.
So, look at my hair, it's not so cool. Anyway, so, but you will take this piece of wood and you will put it in hot water, and then you'll bend it around the form, and then it stays in that position. So all these little curved pieces and stuff, I mean, do you have to do that? Not really. And the rules of the plane, like I explained to you before, are such, and such. And what happens is, it's kind of like a Formula One car. If you look at a Formula One car from 100 feet away, they kind of all look the same. But when you get up close, you'll see that some cars have their little stabilizers down here, some have them up, some have them in different positions and different shapes. So the individuality sort of within that scope of rules just comes from changing a few little things around. My planes look the best. I also have the coolest looking model boxes. Because when you show up to a meet and the guy next to you has a Tupperware plastic box, and then you show up with your cherry wood, hand-done inlaid wood box, and you sit it next to him, you know what, that guy, he don't even want to take his model out of the box. You know what I mean?
Intimidating.
Exactly.
He's already lost.
He's already lost, and he hasn't even taken his plane out of the box. Yep.
You paint the propeller with micro or something?
No, there's no dope. There's nothing on this plane. I put it together with thin Duco cement. The little red bits are just a little bit of Japanese tissue to hold the hook in place. These bits here, and I'll show you, are little tissue tubes. So the whole model comes apart very easily. I can take the wing off, I can take the fuselage apart. This has got to go in the box. You know what I mean? And the more planes you bring to a contest, the better. Because you know what? You go to a contest, you're going to mess up a couple of planes. You know?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Do they put muscle memory wire on there to twist them with the radio?
No muscle wire. I mean, muscle wire is
To twist the airfoil?
No. This is free flight, so there's nothing. Well, I can't say that. Some propellers have mechanisms on the center section, hubs, variable pitch hubs, that change the pitch of the propeller as the torque of the rubber band dies down. So that's an active aerodynamic feature. This particular model, the rules don't allow you to have any active aerodynamic features. So if you wanted to have, say, muscle wire that changed something during the flight, first you need a power source to do it, so you'd have to have like a little LiPo or something on there. You only get 3.1 grams. And the interesting thing is if that was the way to do it, somebody probably would have done it 10 years ago. So the whole thing about this is to kind of keep it simple, you know. So I'm gonna wind it up one more time. Let's see what happens. Who wants to launch it? You're gonna launch it.
In competition, what is being judged?
The whole point is who stays up in the air the longest. In this class, you get 5 official flights. Your best time counts.
What's a world-class time for that class?
World class time, 19 minutes is the world record in that class. This plane has done 18 and a half. To get that extra 30 seconds is a pita. Who knows what a pita is? What is it?
Pin and button.
Exactly.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow, I didn't know that one. Oh, you know more than I do.
All right, are you a guy that's like prone to breaking delicate things? I mean, have you ever knocked over your mother's china in a cabinet and she yelled at you and threw you in your room?
Have you ever spilled your milk?
Ever Is your milk? Did you ever shark? Too advanced a question. Let's go over here. Very delicate. Now you're not going to throw it. You're going to let the propeller go first and just give it a little push like you're pushing a tissue in the air. Give it a shot. That's a pro, man.
Wow,
That's a
good
pro.
job, good job.
Yo,
Oh, it's going down, going down.
okay, little air current, all out. So you can see it's a little reactive to air currents, and it comes back around and flies over the crowd. Everybody here is 98.6 degrees. I mean, unless you're a little hotter than that. I have a doctor right here. So when it flies over a crowd, you'll see it catch a little bit of an air current. See it kind of go up just a little bit. There's a body.
I know.
And all the hot air over there.
I know, no rubber, sorry. That's a 3-gram model airplane. We're going to take a look at a 1-gram model airplane. In fact, just a half of a gram. So that's 3. Flies like that. This is 6/10, 600 milligrams. Flies like that without a motor. Doesn't even need a rubber bait.
And the thing is, you got to move really slow with it. If you fart in the wrong smell, you break the wing right in half. So this guy, I'm actually not 100% sure exactly how to wind it up, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to put about 1,300 turns in it, and I'm going to back off the torque a little bit. And we'll see what it does. So on my counter here, each time it goes around, it's 500 turns.
Are these available for purchase, or is it just plans?
Well, you know what? You got to kind of, this is the end of things where you got to build it yourself. You know what I mean? If you want to make a dragster, you can buy one, but generally guys build them themselves. You know what I mean? So this is kind of a build it yourself thing, but it looks complicated and delicate, but really it's once you're able to pick out the balsa wood, get the mylar, figure out how to cover it, put it together and make a box and get it to a meet, it's not that hard. Mm-hmm. You know, I could put a plane like that together in 4 evenings.
Are there any tricks to picking good balsa?
Oh, don't you wish you knew? Talk to me afterwards. $20. I'll tell you how to do it. There are, as a matter of fact. Like, for instance, there's different grains of wood. Who knows what an A, B, and C grain of wood is? You don't know?
No idea.
Come on, you're just joking.
I just came
So
here
if
just
you
saw
take a
this
log
film.
and you cut it, and you see the growth rings in a log, the way that you cut out a plank of wood within those growth rings determines whether it's stiff in one direction, stiff in 2 directions, or a little bit stiff in both directions. It's called A, B, and C grain. So I use a C grain for the propeller, and you can look at it, it kind of has this crosshatch kind of looking pattern to it.
That means that it's a sea grain or quarter sawn. In the furniture biz, they call it quarter sawn. So it's stiff in both directions. So that's good for a propeller. It's pretty good for a fuselage too. You want an A grain for the spars on the wing because the grain of that wood is longitudinal and goes back and forth. So that gives you the stiffest grain there.
In between.
You also don't have to care if you're just trying to have fun.
Yeah,
Right?
you know,
You can make a decent
these things are on the outer edge of like wackiness, you know what I mean? You want to build something that weighs 5 grams, and I'm going to show you something, the AMA Alpha next, which you could buy from AMA that comes with a 21 ratio winder for $10. I happen to design it, manufacture it for them, so you know it's cool. That takes 2 seconds to put together. So let's see what happens here. That's a half a gram.
Is that also condenser paper or is that
It's
microfilm?
also Mylar, but it's actually even a lighter grade of Mylar than what I use on that penny plate. Because when you get to something like this, so this class of airplane, there is no minimum weight requirement. So you make it as light as you possibly can. Which means that you make it on the edge of structural destruction. You know, when this thing is fully wound up and I'm at Lakehurst, it's like all twisted with torque and like wiggles and goes like this. And you're just hoping the thing doesn't destroy itself.
It's amazing.
And then after it goes 50 feet and it's nice and stable, then they got to worry about getting stuck in the ceiling at 200 feet. The world record for this class of airplane is 37 minutes.
Oh.
An 18 by 3 inch weight. The tail can't be more than 50% of the main wing area. Has to be all wood. That's about it. Those are your rules. This is 600 milligrams.
houseflies. How many houseflies do that?
This was 270 milligrams. Less than half.
I'm just amazed it just rotates so slow. It's like watching fish. It's probably good for your blood pressure.
So it recovers from the stall.
And you know how much we're setting? And life's better. It does have a slight airflow.
Yeah, it's tilted. I noticed it. Not as much, but it does have left thrust and down. Yeah. Normally, it'll fly. This thing is microphone. You know, some guys do it for very special things. But the film that we got nowadays is so light that you can build something that can fly first.
I remember used to pouring fluid over water, putting the frame up, and getting a little bit.
All those guys are dancing because Testica was dancing.
Really? Well,
I don't know, I'm just kidding.
But most of them
Thanks a lot.
Most of them are dead. All right, so let's fly something a little more accessible. Thayer is going to demonstrate this well. I'm going to wind this baby up. The AMA